promising high school football player gunned down last month.
Their son was killed by an 18th Street gang member.
Gang drive-by shooting. A teen girl murdered while driving home from work on the freeway.
This is the fifth roadway shooting in Southern California in recent weeks.
Dozens of police officers combing a neighborhood in Boyle Heights looking for the gunman who police say is a teenager.
A 17-year-old high school student here in California is dead.
Fighting gangs, LA's mayor says it's one of his top priorities, but the violence continues to escalate.
Everybody knows there are places in the city of Los Angeles where poverty, drugs, gang violence, and other crime have become a harsh reality that young people have to deal with every day. What you may not know is that the most dangerous time is during the summer months, Wednesday through Saturday between the hours of 4 p.m. and 12 midnight, when research shows young people are more likely to commit or become victims of crime. And with year-round schools phasing out, more youth than ever will be hitting the streets each summer, so the problem could be a growing one. Determined to turn this trend around, Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa's Gang Reduction and Youth Development Unit teamed up with the Los Angeles Police Department, the city's Department of Recreation and Parks and Department of Cultural Affairs, along with the Los Angeles Unified School District to launch the Summer Night Lights program.
This is one of my favorite places to come this summer because actually this overpass on the other side of that is a rival gang, and in fact what has happened in the past is rival gangs would use this pedestrian overpass over the freeway, and they would come across here and shoot at people who would hang out on this baseball field in the backside of the rec center, and people just don't come out here very often. But this summer we actually had people, moms with little kids, coming out at night. On Friday nights we did Friday night videos, outdoor movies. You know, in the past was a place where people were scared to come because they were afraid they were going to get shot. So I think it really changed sort of the social norm of what people expected was possible out here in this particular area, and really indeed in the parks around the city where we did this. And then secondly, we thought if you hired young people between the ages of 17 and 20 who had a profile of either being potential victims or perpetrators of violence, and engage them in the process of actually running the programs, doing outreach to be part of the solution, and actually paid them a wage for doing that. And then you also engaged intervention workers, ex-gang members, to help us talk to the active street gangs with one singular purpose of saying we want to make these parks and recreation facilities a safe zone for the summer, and that they're off limits for gang-related violence, that would drive down the violence. And so that's what we did during the course of the summer. We really wanted to challenge these young people to write a new story for themselves and for their own neighborhoods. And unfortunately, most of the narrative of their own life and the life of their community was all pretty negative, and in fact many of them have sort of been written into that narrative about their community as the villains. And our goal was to say to them, look, you have an opportunity this summer to not be the villains, but you have an opportunity to be the heroes. And we really thought Pacific Institute's training could really help our young people begin to think differently and imagine not only a different course and trajectory for their own lives, but a different trajectory for their own communities. Well, definitely we're going to do this again next summer. We'll actually expand it into some other parks and housing projects in the city. The only question we're asking ourselves right now is how many, given the economy and the fiscal climate, how many we can move into. Someday though, if I stay here long enough, I would love to see us to have one of these in almost every community in the city of Los Angeles, because I think, you know, people are really crying out for reasonable alternatives for kids to get involved in that really gives them a chance to be involved in productive things, as opposed to just, you know, some of the negative, violent behavior that takes place in the neighborhood.
Each Summer Night Lights program was run by a youth squad. Youth squads are teams made up of 10 at-risk young people, ages 17 to 20, who worked as coordinators. They were hired and trained to oversee the activities and staff the park programs. These young people were referred by members of a community advisory group, interviewed by the LAPD, and trained by top experts in life skills, community outreach, and organizing. Every youth squad team member received a certificate of completion for the training, a mandatory qualification to make the team.
They put us through a coursework that really made us bond together, and that bond affects us here at work, because we all know where each other's at. We can relate to each other, which in turn makes the children feel like they're part of us too. So it gives us a sense of community and family, and we also learned a lot of techniques for life and life lessons.
And basically they was teaching us about, you know, self-talk and like our self-esteem.
At the beginning I kind of felt lost because I had no idea what they're talking about, but then at the end of the training, at the end of the week, I kind of learned a lot of stuff. Actually, I think differently about a lot of stuff now because of that, and they taught me how to think differently, and it taught me how to control my blind spot. So it just opened up a lot of doors for me as far as my mind and as far as the way I think.
It's a good space for them just to get oriented about the program and really, you know, get a handle of what the summer was going to be like.
And we also learned a lot of techniques for life and life lessons, such as being positive or learning how to get out of mistakes.
So if you think you're a horrible pitcher, you will not pitch. If you think you're not college bound, you will not go to college.
And they hit the streets, canvassing, recruiting the community, and getting the word out about the program to their peers. It was a summer of hard work and new experiences for youth squad members, helping others and getting ongoing life skills training and mentoring to up their own game at the same time. SNL youth squads worked hard on the ground, but they were not alone. Gang intervention specialists and LAPD officers put in time in every SNL neighborhood to maintain ceasefires and keep the scene at the park safe and drama-free. Business leaders and community volunteers stepped up with time, equipment, and food to help make Summer Night Lights festive and take the program to the next level.
What I do know about these communities is they're extremely proud communities, and that sometimes that pride gets expressed in negative ways, i.e. gangbanging. This is my hood and you stay out of it, and sometimes it gets expressed in positive ways. And that what we're looking at is how can we come into these communities and get the community to express a sense of pride in a positive way. And to that end, PX2 is crucial in doing that because it's a very positive model. For those of us who have been in the field for a long time, I think there's a certain cynicism that we develop about this problem being unfixable and being unmovable, and we get used to failure. We just get used to doing the same thing over and over again. I think that the curriculum challenged that in all of us, not just the youth. I think I dare say that the staff probably got as much from the training as the youth did. And most of it had to do with shaking up our worldview. That to me told us that even the most hardened individual could see that what we were doing was simply taking care of children. Nothing more complicated than that. And because of that, we got the support of all sectors of the community. And I think that PX2 is one tool for getting everyone in that community to look at the conditions of that community from a different perspective. So I think, yeah, the use of it with gangs is useful. I've gone from being very skeptical about it to feeling like as we do Summer Night Lights in 2009, that everyone that has contact with the youth should go through the training, and that includes the artists, the rec parks personnel, LAPD, people from the mayor's office, because it will put us all on the same page.
The Summer Night Lights program is bringing hope and opportunity and helping to stop the violence in Los Angeles neighborhoods most in need. And Summer Night Lights 2008 was a success. Not only was community participation off the charts, but crime reduction data told the same story.
We've achieved a 17% drop in violent gang-related crime. That drop includes a 23% drop in aggravated assaults, a 45% drop in victims shot, and an 86% drop in homicides. We're here today in Baldwin Village because it's become the epicenter of hope in our battle to reduce gang violence this summer. In the neighborhood surrounding this park, we've seen a 32% drop in violent crime and 0 homicides this summer. These are the results our communities deserve, results that have helped Los Angeles enjoy its safest summer since 1967.
If I can reach the stars, I'd pull one down, shine it on my heart, so you can see the truth, and live